What up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my game room. I'm going to do another second installment regarding my MegaCade, the machine that just keeps on giving. I did an in-depth review about a year ago covering everything you need to know if you're looking at buying one or just curious in general. It covers hardware, gameplay, all sorts of stuff. I'm going to drop that in the description below. You guys can click on that link, watch that before you watch this. All good. I've had a lot of YouTubers asking me questions about specific games, updates, just things they want to see. I try to answer everyone's questions as best I can. So the purpose of this video is to kind of update, some of the things that I have seen in the last year. I've had an update or two on my game hard drive. Every time you do an update, there's more games added. People want to know about 4-player games, classic games, certain gun games. I'm going to try and dive into that today. I don't want it to be an extremely long video, but I'm sure it's going to be longer than I want it to be. But most importantly, there's one major aspect to this video that I am super stoked about and super stoked to show you guys, and that is the addition of Golden Tee 2018 on the machine behind me. It is not an addition that is done by Extreme Home Arcades. This is an addition that I did myself. I just love playing Golden Tee. It's something that I wanted to have. Now, that doesn't mean Golden Tee doesn't come on this. You watch my last video, you'll see it has every single Golden Tee from the beginning of time all the way up until Golden Tee 2006. However, when you go to the bar and you want to play Golden Tee, you're going to see a Golden Tee 2018 or a 2019 machine in there these days. I actually bought a podium stand from a local guy selling it, and I bought a 28 version of the machine. Took the guts out of it, put it in this machine. It's sick. So we're going to play that. I'm going to dive into some 4-player games, stuff that's fun when you're partying, having some drinks, things that are fun for a group of people to play. I'll look at a few classic games that people have been asking me about. And basically, I just want to cover some of the new games that have been added. And there has been a question about licensing that I want to squash real quick before it comes up or before anyone else asks about it. These games, these machines they're built custom for you. So the thing that you're paying for when you buy this machine from this company is you're buying a custom built, all bells and whistles, expensive piece of machinery. The ROMs that come on this machine are completely free. The company does not charge you for these ROMs. These ROMs are all retired games that can be found on ROM sharing websites where you can join a community, you can download, share, upload ROMs, you can play them on Raspberry Pi or PC or whatever. These are free. 90% of what's on here is something that you can find on ROM sharing websites. They take a lot of the headache out of it by, configuring Hyperspin and all these other things and adding it in here in a nice, stellar looking front end. But the point is there are new games on here too. Newer games that are still sitting in arcades right now that came out in the last couple of years. I'll even show you a couple of them. The owner, David Lewis, has informed me, because I did come to him with this question because I was a concern of mine too. And basically, all of the licensing agreements that need to be in place between the company and these developers are there. So if there's a new game on here and you're sitting there saying, hey, how did they get the licensing for that? That is something that they have worked out and that is completely legal. All of the ROMs that are being played, completely legal. So before anyone thinks you're going to get hauled off in cuffs or something for having a machine like this, rest assured, they have all that covered. It wouldn't be a business for the last 20 years if it weren't legal. So let's just nip that in the bud right now. You are paying for a machine that comes free with the ROMs, and anything that needs to be licensed is licensed. So with that being said, let's dive on in without any further ado, play some games, and I'll show you a couple updates. I'm in the Arcade Classics category, and I'm in my favorites list inside of Arcade Classics. I show you how to do that in my first video, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and give that a spin. So let's go to a game that, let's say 4 people are hanging out, having some beers, you want to play something. This game right here, World Class Bowling Deluxe. It's an Incredible Technologies game, same company that makes Golden Tee and Silver Strike Bowling. So this has been a favorite over here on, Saturday nights and stuff. Let's go ahead, press start. trackball right here. Pick how many players you want. I mean, you can literally do an entire 4-player game, like 10 frames, 4 people, in 15-20 minutes. It's awesome. It doesn't keep you all night long. Let's coin this up and get started. It doesn't keep you all night long. It's quick. It's easy. I mean, you just bowl away. So, hey, look at that. So here we are, player 2. Position your ball. And then bowl. It's simple as that. So world-class bowling. It's a staple when you're having people over, drinking, hanging. So let's go ahead and back out of this. I'll show you another game that's super fun to play. Let's go to, here's another one right here. Don't hit the player, hit the game. This is shuffle shot. It's not near as boring as it sounds. So if anyone likes to play shuffleboard and stuff at bars, it's a classic game to play. Again, this requires no knowledge. You don't have to show anyone what to do. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Pick how many players. Pick the game you want to play. Again, you're using the trackball in this. Hit the coin up button, coin it up. The objective is to just rack up as many points as you can by sliding your puck and getting it to stop at the end of the table. Stay on now. All right. Anyway, you get the gist. Player 2. This stuff is super simple to do, super fun to play, and you can't go wrong. So, awesome. 10, there you go. So, Shuffle Shot. It's another fun game to play. Again, party games. Let's back out of this and come back in a moment and find something else that's fun for the whole team. All right, so here we are in 4-player games. So there's actually a category right here on the main wheel, and here we go, main 4-player. So I did have someone ask me a question the other day on YouTube about how many 4-player games there were. This is the actual 4-player game category, so all of your 4-player main games are all going to be in here. Let's go in, take a look around. You got your games like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I played that on my first review, so I'll leave that alone. Turtles in Time, another great Turtles game. Let's cue this up real quick. Again, another 4-player game. It's fun for a group of people to play. Super simple, 2 buttons, jumping, kicking. So here we go. There's player 1, coin up on player 2, coin up on player 3. And there you have it. So start on all 4 of these. So I actually owned this arcade game in my basement that I used to have up in Michigan, and I can tell you that this emulation, these things are spot on. This is a perfect emulation. I mean, so here we go. Trying to get these guys all in the game. Here we go. So now you can see all 4 turtles are here. Splinter's trying to tell us to hurry. The explosion's going to go off, take a bunch of our life because we're not going fast enough. But so you get the point. Turtles, same as the first one, 4-player game. Let's go ahead and back out of this and check something else out. Simpsons, great game. Let's pop into this, play this for a minute. Again, this is a whole category 4-player game, so I mean, the time it would take to sit through all this and show you guys everything that there is to see is just too long. So I'm trying to avoid making 4 million hour long video. So here we are. There's the whole fam right there. Another party fave. You get the point. Bart's loving saying, "Who the hell are you?" So here you go. Simpsons, 4-player game. Let's back out of this. There are a few games in here that are not 4-player games, but most of them all are. I don't know why some of them slip through the cracks, but you got WrestleFest, X-Men. These are all fun games to play. I think there's a couple 100 games in here anyway. So anyway, let's check out some of these gun games that people wanted to hear or see. I'll show you some kill two birds with one stone. We got newer gun games and newer games in general. So I'll show you one of the newest additions that was made on one of the last updates that my game drive had. Okay, here we are. This is Haunted Museum 2. Apparently this game came out in I think 2016. It's in arcades right now. Owner David Lewis does have a licensing agreement with whatever this company is. So here you can see the guns and the way the game looks in the arcade. We're going to hit start and we're going to play. So let me get my light gun out. Again, here's my light gun. I got two of them. They have recoil on them. This game's actually kind of a machine gun based game. So if you pull the trigger once, it'll pop the recoil. But if you hold it, it's going to keep shooting. Let me adjust this up a little bit. There we go. So now I get a little bit more of the screen on this. It's on free play. Got a little bit of corny dialogue, but the game is overall fun to play. So you'll hear, get back here. So you can hear the recoil. I can actually unplug the power side for the recoil is a separate plug. I can just unplug it down here by the gun. Can't really show you on camera. But I've unplugged the recoil, so now you can see, super fun to play. Great HD graphics, full widescreen. I don't know how well you can see the cursor on the screen, but I mean, so this is one of the newer games that came out with one of the last updates in the last year. Since I've had the machine about a year and a half, I think this update came out about maybe 6 months ago. Definitely within the last year. Came out with Haunted Museum 1 and 2. Also came out with another game called Let's Go Island, which is like, here, let's just play it. One quick sec. Let me back out of this and I'll be back. Alright, so here we are at Let's Go Island. Another gun game. You can see the preview video here. Super nice HD graphics. It's basically island, a bunch of, creatures and stuff trying to get you. Let's play this for a minute. It's going to run a script and it's going to boot up this game. Again, this is another game that is in arcades right now, brand new. I mean, new within the last couple years. And just fun to play. This is some real-time boot up so you guys get an idea of how long, some of them take. Some of these brand new games just take a little bit longer to play. All right, here we go. Let's hit start. Let's go. So it's got a little story. Again, you can see my cursor on the screen and my crosshairs. Let's see if we can bypass this. There we go. I'll plug my recoil back in so I can hear that. It is a machine gun game though, so again, you can hold the trigger and it'll gun them down, man. It'll be suckers down. Beautiful widescreen, full HD, gotta love it, man. It's not all about playing just old stuff, it's about having access to just so many games, it's ridiculous. Alright, so you get the idea there. Let's back out of this bad boy. A little rented script. And you get the idea. So while we're on the gun game topic, I love House of the Dead, and I don't think I showcased that in my first video. If I did, my apologies. Went on ahead in this category and check out House of the Dead, man. Everybody seems to like it, so give you a little House of the Dead action. How about that? 3 is pretty sweet, so let's just play 3. Here we go. Get my gun back out again. Pop a cap with some of these zombies.
Let's do it. Yes, sir.
Flawless, baby. These games play amazingly. So, get a little taste of the House of the Dead. Give you guys a little more. Move on to something else. Listen to that recoil. Yeah. Alright, turds. Alright, cool. Let's back out of this. So there you go. There's some House of the Dead action for you. Let's see if we can find a couple other things to play. Alright, so here we're going back into the main wheel here. One of the biggest questions I'm getting is what new games are they adding? What new games? So here's one right here. 3D Ultra Mini Golf. This is a new game. Infinite Mini Golf. Another new game. Jack Nicklaus Perfect Golf. Another new game. Now these are computer-based games, a lot of them. So I mean, if you don't like using the controls that are supplied here to play them, here's my solution for that. All you gotta do is buy a wireless keyboard. Put the little dongle in underneath. It's wireless, it's Bluetooth whenever you want to turn it on. I even got a mouse pad right here on mine. So if you really want to suck the nostalgia out of it and put a keyboard on it and use something like a computer, you can do it. But nothing screams, you know, classic arcade like having just a stand-up machine, an upright machine with joysticks and buttons. So that is an option. But I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you some of the games that they've added. Okay, here we go. There's the Haunted Museum. We just played that. Played Let's Go Island. All right, here's another new one. This is Zombie Bolorama. Again, these are all on the main wheel. Fix-It Felix Jr., Fix-It Felix 2. Those are both brand new. Wild Guns Reloaded. Brand new game since the last update. I probably haven't had an update done in about 6 months. It's really not anything you have to do. It's just an option if you want to add, you know, the newest stuff that they have cooking up in the lab. Big Buck Hunter, that has been on here, but this is actually a category. So if we go in here, it's got older Buck Hunters all the way up to, you know, Big Buck HD. Let me see if I can find some more new games. This is categories. It's been there. Time Gale. This is new. Never played it. No idea what it is. More categories. You can see all this stuff in my first review. Tiny Barbarian. That's a new game. There's a lot of new, you know, newer 2D side-scrolling games that are coming back. This is one of them. It's pretty sweet. Toxic Bunny. That's a new game. Again, Raging Justice. This is a new game. These are all new additions since the last update. There you have that. Slaps and Beans. That's new. Kings of Kung Fu. That's new. Mummy Demastered, that's new. This is new, don't even know what this is. Ultimate Knight's new, Full Mojo's new. Keep going down. So the Beachhead games were both added. Beachhead 2000, Beachhead 2002. These games were already here. It already had Tekken and all the Mortal Kombat X. Killer Instinct was there. Some of them I can't remember if they're new or not. There's just so many games on it. It's hard to tell which ones stick out and which ones don't as the new games. But I think this Pac-Man Battle Royale is new. This Defender game is new. Crossy Road is new. These are Android-based games that you can play on your phone, like Hill Climb Racing 2. This game is a blast to play. You just use 2 buttons on the playfield to lean forward and backward, and you can play Hill Climb Racer too. It'll get to some of the video footage here, so you can see what it looks like. Here you go. So there's Hill Climb Racer. That's new. Slitherio, that's new. Super Tank, that's new. Madden Mobile. Dungeon Keeper's new. Dungeon Keeper 2 is new. I mean, it's just tons of new games. Hello Neighbor is new. Little Inferno is new. Cuphead was on it a couple updates ago, but you got Cuphead. Despicable Me, Minion Rush, that's new. Get Over It's new. Death's Hangover is new. So, I mean, this is new too. Whatever this is, Panzer Elite Action Gold. Rock of Ages. I mean, we might be reaching the end of the newer additions to the game drive. Black Mirror 1 and 2, those came out, I think, 2 updates ago. So, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Reservoir Dogs is new, MX vs. ATV is new, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture is new, this, whatever this, Ghost of a Tale is new, this is new. Anyway, so I hope that gives everyone a solid idea of, what's new. A lot of Star Wars fans out there. I'm not one of them. I know. But there's plenty of Star Wars stuff to play on this machine. I'm yet to play any of it, but here's a new Castlevania game. Alright, so that wraps up pretty much what's new. And again, every time you do an update, it's all in the main wheel. So it's not usually in a category. All of these new single games like this all stack up in the main wheel. So there you have that. Okay, so one of the other requests I was getting is older classic games. People want to see some of the older games, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong. One of my favorites on here is Root Beer Tapper or Budweiser Tapper. So here's your Arcade Classics menu. Let's hop in here. And let me tilt this down a little bit, actually, so that you guys can get a better idea of we're going to use the 4-way joystick right here. This is on here to play classic games. So let's get to the alphabet. Go to Pac-Man, play one of those, play that classic. Here we go, Pac-Man. So you can play this with the 8-way joystick here, or you can play it with the 4-way joystick. So the ball top 4-way joystick is, if you wanna have that good nostalgic feel, use the ball top. Never been a huge Pac-Man player, but my wife loves it, so. So you can have these joysticks mounted wherever you want. Like if you're a big classic game player, you can have this thing mounted in the center of the playfield if you want. I have it over here to the left because most of the stuff I'm playing on here, it's classic arcade stuff, but it's not this classic. Like I don't play a lot of Donkey Kong, I don't play a lot of Pac-Man, but like for example, if you wanted to move this ball top to the center of the machine right here, so it's right in the center, you could do that. I would advise against it because I play a lot of Golden Tee and trackball games and it would be in the way of your hand travel, but you get the point. Let's check out Donkey Kong. Let's get back into the alphabet here. Go to Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, where you at? Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong 3, Donkey Kong. Let's boot this bad boy up. There was a guy asking me about Kung Fu Master on here, which is actually a game I really like to play. So, oops, let's use the ball top. So there you have it. There's Donkey Kong. This I did used to play a little bit when I was a kid, but you got the ball top joystick there to play it if that's what you want to play. I prefer to just use the 8-way because I like it and I'm used to it. Let's see if I can get up to the top of this one time. You suck. All right. There's Donkey Kong. Let's look for Kung Fu Master. Someone specifically mentioned this game in my comments, and just because I love the game so much, I want to play it. Actually, let's go into L, and then we can go up into the bottom of the caves. There we go, Kung Fu Master. I think most of you guys remember playing this for Nintendo. A lot of people don't even realize these games were games that were in the arcade before they came to Nintendo, and the games that we were playing on Nintendo were ported from arcade games. So here's the actual Kung Fu Master game that was on Nintendo. So I'm going to use the regular joystick and buttons for this because this was never a ball top game to begin with, I don't think. Need the old jump kick on some of them. Oh, come on now. Just want to run away from him as far as you can until you got to turn around and just blast them all. Anyway, so Kung Fu Master. Here we go. Let's see if I can get the boss real quick. You suck. Alright. Kung Fu Master. So, without making it an hour-long video, there's one last thing I want to get into, and that is Golden Tee Golf. So let me get set up here. I want to focus on the trackball a little bit down here. You can see the trackball. And then again, I have it running on a different course. So all I got to do is go into any game here in Maine, and I can pick whatever it is. Because I don't want, when I'm pressing buttons to play Golden Tee 2018, I don't want it to be sending commands to my MegaCade for whatever it's on. Show you what I mean. So now I can pause this by holding player 1 start, tapping down on the joystick. Now you can see this is paused. So now that I have my MegaCade paused, I can hit anything on the board and it's not going to do anything. It's paused. So all I do is I go to video input 2, which is where I have my core running for my Golden Tee 2018. And I'll get this set up right now. So there you go. So let's play this real quick because this is like the bread and butter right now. We're going to quit player. Boom. Golden Tee 2018. So essentially, between all the old Golden Tees that already come on the MegaCade and then Golden Tee 2018, I have every year from the late 90s until now. Every course, everything. So let's check it out. You can see how responsive and good it plays on it. So
Welcome to Golden Tee Golf.
if I want to shut Golden Tee off, I can just turn off the Golden Tee computer core and it'll shut off, and then I can go back into my MegaCade and I can just play the MegaCade without worrying about any of these controls sending commands to Golden Tee. However, that doesn't matter because this game, there's nothing you can do. There's no amount of buttons you can press that is going to screw this game up. It can sit here running on video 2 while you're playing the MegaCade on video 1, and it's not going to hurt anything. So now I know I have my MegaCade paused, I'm playing Golden Tee, and I'm good to go. Let's just do closest to the pin because this is quick, easy. You can see a few holes.
To the pin.
So change your outfit up, the whole 9 right there. That looks good enough. And then this is going to be your flyby. Left, right. Long press, they do a slow turn. And then this is going to be your back spin and your forward spin and whatnot. So if you want the ball to bite, I use bite an awful lot on this. And club select. So let's hit this in here. There you go. So this is great. This is like, I guess if I'm looking for like an ultimate party game and I want to have some buddies over, you can't beat this. This is full HD, full widescreen, the newest version that you'd go up to your local BW3s and play right now. I do plan on doing the 2019 update, but it just turned 2019, so I'm not in a hurry. Yeah, so this is the new toy, but that basically covers everything I want to update right now. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'll hit one more shot, and we'll close this out. You can do the trick shots too. So if I wanted to hit a fade, I'm going to pull back to the left, to the forward. You can see it kind of wrap around this way. There we go. I'll take it. Awesome. All right, let's talk about a little bit of how I did this Golden Tee 2018 setup. I'm super stoked to have this in my MegaCade, and I want to start off with the playfield and how I basically routed the Golden Tee controls to my MegaCade. So again, I have these 2 little corner screws backed out. That's all you got to do is you back out a couple corner screws and it allows you to lift up the entire playfield. And here we are. So I have a 3-inch HAP trackball right here. This is the back side of it. And what this is this is the exact kind of trackball that they install in every single Golden Tee machine. So to my knowledge, you got to have at least a system with one of these in order to make the trackball work. You may be able to use USB, but I really don't think it's going to be as good as this. So anyway, here we go. I'll show you behind the machine in a minute. This pack of cables right here is essentially your start button, flyby button, turn left, turn right, your back spin and forward spin options, and then also right here, this is going to the trackball. So all I did, and I know it's not the normal way that you would probably do this, but I didn't want to have to buy a bunch of switchers and so on and so forth to make, you know, something shut off before I do this and that. I'll show you what I did. What I have here, jumped off the start button here, and this doubles as the start button on my MegaCade and also the start button on Golden Tee. Same thing over here. I just jumped off of these buttons with these cables and it sends a command to Golden Tee as the same way it would on the MegaCade. So I'll show you on top. Let me throw it back down. We have Golden Tee up right now, 2018. I do plan on getting the 2019 update at some point. But here we go. So this is going to be your start button for Golden Tee. And then right here, this is going to be turn left, turn right, flyby in the center. This is for your bite, backspin, forward spin. This is going to be your pause during gameplay and mulligans, whatever you want to do. And I believe if you long press this, it just rises up high on the screen. So you get the idea. I just want to go over the hardware aspect here. The trackball, I basically jumped out of the controls right here. You can see this is going to be, these 2 wires indicate a direction. I can't remember direction. One of them's up and down and one of them's left and right. So you can see I have these cables jumping off of the trackball controls. And that means that if I'm using the trackball, it's sending that signal right to the Golden Tee Nighthawk and I/O board, which I'll show you now on the back of the machine. And here we are. There's your Golden Tee Nighthawk. That is the computer core that contains all of the Golden Tee stuff. There's your board, and then see this wad of wires coming off? All I did was take these wires and use the corresponding buttons that I wanted those controls to work with. So for example, the flyby, you know, the trackball and all that stuff. So I basically just connected an extension of these wires up into the play field, and I jumped off the controls that were there to make this work. One more thing about the Golden Tee 2018 is, like I said, I took the guts out of a podium that went into a bar, and I just took those guts out and put it in my MegaCade. So there is a way to get to the operator adjustables. And I added a button on the back right here. So I just reach in, push that button back there, head back around front. Here you are, operator adjustables. You can go in there and change your monetary settings, sound settings, difficulty settings, whatever. So I'm going to disagree and back out of this. But there you have it. That's how we get a Golden Tee into a MegaCade and have all the goodies in one. All right, gang. Thanks for watching. That wraps up the second installment of my MegaCade review. 65,000 plus games and my edition of Golden Tee 2018. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys are thinking about buying one, by all means, reach out to David Lewis at Extreme Home Arcades. I'll put his information below. You will not be disappointed. It is the sweetest machine I've ever bought, and the customer service is stellar. If you guys have anything else you want to know, you got any other questions, any concerns, just anything, drop them in the comments below. I'll try and get back to each and every one of you. As always, I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to be bringing you guys plenty more videos soon. I will do another update on this machine if it calls for it. At the rate that they update things, I don't see how I can't. So thank you so much. Hope to see you guys soon.